Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to the Nike Podcast. Well, thanks again for tuning in. Yes, I'm going to be giving you guys my review, actually, of the Cats vs Swans game. I guess the way I saw it, right? I suppose we all saw the game, most of us anyway, and sometimes you just want to check in and see what this person in front of you thought about the game, and I suppose you either want to try and see if they've added something or they saw something you didn't, or perhaps you just want to hear someone else's view. And saying that though, without further ado, hit that intro. Welcome. Cats 133, Swans 52 points. In a game that I think can be just summed up simply as domination. I guess heading into this game here, a lot of people would have had their obvious own predictions, thinking that the Swans would do this, the Cats would do this, it would be a close nail biter. And unfortunately, I think a lot of the time, whether you like it or not, the final game, or should I say the premiership game, is the ultimate conclusion, right? In any sport, whether it be football, league, rugby league, that is basketball, whatever sport it is you watch, the finals is usually that's the curtain closer, right? And so, I suppose for me, heading into this game here, you almost just get a sense of, I guess, a bit of a sigh, I suppose, really. A bit of a sigh, because obviously, again, not to take anything away from the Cats' dominance, no, not at all. But again, this year was a good year, I think, ultimately, for the AFL, particularly their latest, broadcast deal as well. And then the final game just didn't do it justice. Now, again, like I said, I'm not taking anything away from the Cats here, but it's just a point I want to, just mention that ultimately, in the greater scheme of things, the grand final was a bit disappointing, to be fair. After the season had, especially these two teams, particularly the Swans, as they sort of shun through, a bit of the tough stuff, and the Cats obviously being the gold standard, so to speak, and then to see these two basically, you know, get into a brawl, so to speak, in the final, and then for the Cats to come out victorious by 81 points, knowing that it was basically over in the first quarter. Anyway, I'll leave it there. So, look, the way that the game sort of went for me, from what I saw, Cats just in the first quarter. My prediction personally was that the Cats would dominate the Swans so bad that it wouldn't even be funny. That's literally what I had predicted. Now I didn't obviously go on camera and tell you guys, but that was my thoughts. I just thought for myself personally that the Cats would be too strong. By the first or second quarter, it would be over, because I just thought that the Cats would basically, come up with another game plan that I think would be way too much for the Swans to handle, and that's exactly what happened. All right, in the first quarter, it was what was it? It wasn't even that good, was it? In the first quarter, the Cats were already up by about 40 odd points, I think, close to anyway. And there was just nothing they could do. The first quarter was just dominance. The Cats were just so brilliant off, from their defense to their offense. Their mids were absolutely amazing in the first quarter in particular. You could probably get a sense that things weren't looking good when Buddy Franklin himself couldn't even get the goal there, and I suppose it just looked like the Cats had drowned out the Swans in the first quarter. That's what it looked like to me. Now, if you sort of look at the game at face value in the first quarter, and it was sort of funny as well, because I was hearing the commentary, obviously the commentators, because, assuming that there's casuals that are watching, the commentators are always trying to bring the Swans back in. Can they, they just need one goal, two goals, we'll spice things up, blah, blah, blah. But it becomes very evident, I think, anyway, particularly to the more regular viewer of AFL. I think by the first, or even, look, let's be honest, I think even by the second quarter, but midway through, you thought, that's it, game's done. Second quarter for me was much of the same as the first, right? It was just, again, pure dominance, the likes of Dangerfield, Selwood, and again, I just need to praise these two players in particular. They were enormous. Obviously, Isaac getting the Norm Smith there, but I think for myself, it was just a very, what can I say? Isaac Smith won the Norm Smith, as we know, right? I just thought he was sensational. But look, again, just to bring it back to Dangerfield and Selwood, I just thought they were brilliant. Very, very brilliant, very good. Chad Warner, I think, even Luke Parker as well, right? Those two players there for the Swans in particular can lift their head up. They really tried, whereas everyone else really struggled. If to be honest with you guys, I think the metaphor can be like basically, I don't know, being swarmed by a pack of lions, right? You got a team of hyenas against just a team of absolute lions, tearing and hunting, and that's exactly what happened. There was just no chance there, and I thought the Cats probably let the brakes go off a little bit. I think in the fourth quarter, you could tell it was pretty evident. Swans scoring a few goals there that they wouldn't have scored in the first, second, or third quarter at all. So I think it's. I love the dominance displayed there by the Cats. Well-deserved victory, absolutely. But I just despise just how poor the Swans were. And I'm not sure if it was a mixture of how poor the Swans were or just the fact that the Cats were real good. When he's an 81-point drumming in any footy game, regardless, it's really hard to tell. The lines are sort of blurred. But I just think mine, personally, was just the plan that the Cats showed, the way they're attacking. Their pressure they had organised as a unit together was just immense. The Koenig was sensational for him. Hawkins as well, right? Blitzvars, Jeremy Cameron, Mitch Duncan, Stengel as well was good. Tui, Guthrie, Atkins. It was just, what do you say? It was just an absolute domination. Now, I guess just to sum everything up, how do you sum up a game like that, really? I think for mine, it was just, I think the Cats deserved it, right? Regardless of the scoreline, the Cats deserved it. They've been the better team all year. They've come in very humbly, I think, in my own opinion. Gracefully, I might add as well. A team that, weren't really making the headlines per se for how dominant they were. I think for me, it's probably one of the more quieter, I guess, seasons for a dominant team I've seen. Hey, I may be wrong. But, there were other teams like Melbourne, obviously, in it. You got Collingwood, the likes of Fremantle, singing from afar. And obviously the Swans and the Lions too, right? And then you had the I suppose, the likelihood, but the potential of Carlton making in the top 8, and obviously they didn't. But, I just feel like there was a lot of noise that wasn't really gravitated towards the Cats, and that may have been part of the reason why they played well. Who knows? But I just think, for such a dominant team, they were very quiet. But their run throughout the final series has just been, it was dominant, to say nonetheless. Obviously, that one game there against Collingwood, the first round there, where they won by 6 points. But look, in saying that though, however, the deserved winners of 2022, there's nothing else to say there. It was just so good seeing that touchy moment there with Selwood and obviously Garrett Ablett Jr.'s son. Very beautiful moment there. I'm not going to talk too much in the halftime show. I'll just say it is what it is, and I'll leave it at that. Now, I didn't give you a hint whether I liked it or not. I'm just going to say that and leave it at that. All right. But overall, hats off to the Cats. Very dominant. As for the Swans, honestly, before I close this off, how will they respond? Because these are the typical hidings that sort of sink teams. Like teams sink hard because of this, right? Giants, though backing it after getting flogged from the Tigers the year after, they've fallen. They probably won't be recovering for anytime soon. Some teams just take losses really bad. The Crows are a perfect example. How do they bounce back? Anyway, that is me for now. Take it easy. Give me your thoughts on the game and who your favorite was. Anyway, take it easy. See you guys next time. And just remember, Cats, Flag Man on next year, baby. No, I'm kidding. Enjoy the victory. Don't argue.